Hey guys, Ryan here. So listen, something that occurred to me the other day, and something I wanted to share with you was all about motivation, okay? Especially in your warm market. Now, if you know anything about me, if you've seen any of my other videos where I talk about this, that when I first got into my own home business, internet marketing, terrible. Anything that I thought I had to do with selling, with presenting, product, business, anything like that. Not very good at it, okay? Which is why I learned to do this online. I learned to market online. Now, over the last probably 6 months, I've become pushed myself, and I've become really more comfortable sharing in the warm marketplace, right? Actually, something I talk about as well is having great product or service, and being confident about that too, that's something else that has changed for me. So, what I always try to do is keep things generic. So in this case, I definitely will try not to focus on what that product is, but it's something that we've obviously been getting great results with, and other folks have too, so it makes that a lot easier. But here's something that I was thinking about after I shared with somebody the other day, and I was thinking, wow, I would have been really uncomfortable doing that 6 months ago, and after I shared it with them and that sort of thing. So here was my motivation. This is my thought behind it. There's 3 things that really will drive you on this, especially if you don't like sharing, especially whether it's the business or product. Okay, and you have to know a little bit about the person. You can do an indirect approach. You can do a direct approach. A lot of things like that. I know what most people do. This is what you don't want to do, is just jump down people's throat and be all over them. And the same approach doesn't work for everyone. So at least put a little bit of thought into it, and please don't be one of those people that if you join a network marketing company that you email everybody that you know with the same standard template, right? Same standard email. If somebody did that to you, would it work, right? You got to get really lucky. I know that you hear a numbers game. Well, that's a good way to decrease the number of friends that you have, right? Be smart about how you approach people, okay? So here's one of the biggest motivators that I see, and this is in any kind of business, is fear of loss. All right. So any of those times that you're afraid to pick up the phone, you're afraid to text somebody, afraid to drop off a sample, afraid to take an action that you, especially that you know that you need to take. Maybe it's somebody that you respect. Think about it like this: if you don't do it, if you don't take that action, somebody else might. Right? Somebody else probably will. Maybe they join another company because you didn't talk to them. Maybe they get exposed to a different product, totally something else, and they never end up doing business with you, right? You could see them 6 months down the road. You never know where people are. You never know who's looking until you find out more. So you could be missing out on a huge opportunity there just by not taking action, right? Did that feel a little bit different when you think about that too? Picture somebody in your mind, and you think the thought of what it would be like seeing them 6 months from now working with someone else, different company, right? Okay, the second thing is remember that you're there to help somebody, okay? If you're a believer in your business, in the products, in the service, whatever it is, okay, then you obviously are glad that somebody shared it with you, so remember that, all right? Remember the success stories. Remember that you're actually trying to make their life better instead of just selling them something, instead of just making money off of it, right? The third thing, I want you to remember, is that every time that you do something like that, you're growing. And every time you do something that's uncomfortable, you take another step up, all right? You take another step towards more growth, all right? And that's where you want to be. So even if you do the worst job, if you approach it with the other person in mind and what they could benefit from, and know that you're growing from it, then you didn't fail. You can't fail, right? You just keep growing, right? And so you don't give up, and you keep growing. So I just wanted to share that with you today, just because it was something that's come up with a couple members of my team, and I thought, that's something that's really powerful. Remember, one, okay, a sense of awe. If you don't do it, somebody else might. Number 2, keep the other person's interest in mind. And number 3, always be growing. Always push yourself so your comfort zone's a little bit bigger every single day. All right, guys. I'll see you again soon.